Tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, I can't sing. Beauty and the Beast. So Beauty and the Beast is a brand new live-action remake of Disney's 1991 animated classic Beauty and the Beast. The movie stars Emma Watson, Dan Stevens, Luke Evans, Josh Gad, Ian McKellen, Emma Thompson, Ewan McGregor, Kevin Kline and Stanley Tucci. And in this movie, just like the original classic, a certain series of events leads to Belle being held prisoner in a castle by this beast. The beast originally being a man who was being cursed because he was very stubborn, very self-obsessed with himself, and because he turned away a witch during a very horrible storm, she put a curse on him and everyone who lives in his castle, including the castle itself, and says that if he doesn't find love by the time the last petal falls off the rose, he will stay this way forever. And everyone who lives in the house will become relics, will become antiques, basically meaning they won't be alive anymore. And while Belle is basically his prisoner, they start to form this very unique and special bond, and the beast himself and his servants start to think, could this be the one? Could this be the girl to break the curse? And if you've seen the original, you basically know how this movie is going to play out, which does take away to some of the surprise factor for this film, as well as some of the emotional attachment that we have, especially during the last scene. Because we've seen this movie before, it takes away from some of the emotional investment we have because we know how the movie ends. And although they change a few things here and there, it is basically the exact same movie that we grew up with. Or at least I grew up with. Kids of the 80s and 90s grew up with anyway. But despite the fact I've already seen this film before, it didn't take away from how incredible this film was. Because in all honesty, this movie was spectacular. The visual effects for a start were absolutely stunning. The design for the beast and all the house objects that are living in the house were incredible. The set pieces and locations looked great. The cinematography was gorgeous. The musical numbers were all incredible. The choreography was great. The directing for those musical sequences were incredible. And the direction for this movie as a whole was incredible. This is a gorgeous looking movie. I could not take my eyes off of the screen for the full 2-hour runtime, which is testament not only to the filmmakers and the script, but also to the actors, because every actor in this movie is fantastic. First off, Emma Watson as Belle. When she was first cast, I didn't have a problem with it. I know a few people did. The only thing I wanted them to get right with Belle is the iconic dance scene, the ballroom scene where she's wearing the yellow dress. And sure enough, when that scene came on, it was absolutely spectacular. I could not take my eyes off the screen. It was beautifully shot. The lighting for the scene was great. The score for the scene was great. The iconic song, originally performed by Angela Lansbury, now performed by Emma Thompson, was incredible. Made all the more incredible by the fact that the guy who composed for the original 1991 animated classic did compose for this movie as well. The rest of the cast are all fantastic. Dan Stevens as the Beast, I absolutely loved him. The chemistry between him and Belle was on point. It was great. You do believe that although these two hate each other at first, that they do start to grow a very unique and special bond and do actually start to care for one another. And just like the original, there's some really good banter between both the characters as well, which bring a good lot of laughs to us. Luke Evans as Gaston as well, I thought was great. I had no problem with him being cast as Gaston. He had that sort of cocky, arrogant side to him. You've also got Josh Gad as LeFou, who again was incredible. He was hilarious. Although a lot of people seem to have a problem with the fact that they made him more gay in this movie. Like, they were surprised at the fact that he was actually gay, that LeFou was gay. I mean, I know as a kid when we watched the original, we never really noticed anything like that, but when I watched it back as an adult, I kind of just went, they've got a very weird and special relationship. So when I got older, I basically knew LeFou were gay. I mean, was it not obvious? We also have Ewan McGregor as the French candlestick, who absolutely nailed the French accent in this movie. Unlike now, where I'm just butchering it. And his back and forth with Cogsworth, voiced by Ian McKellen, was great. Ian McKellen as well gave an incredible performance in this film. As did Emma Thompson as Mrs. Potts, as did Kevin Kline, who plays Belle's father in this film. He was another actor that really stood out for me because he gave an incredible performance in this film. And having said all that, I don't really have any issues with this film, at least not big issues. I mean, there is just one tiny little nitpick, which I will go into detail about now. It's just a minor spoiler, but still, if you haven't seen the film, I'll leave a spoiler warning down here. So while that stays there, I will be talking about a spoiler in the film, but it is only a very small spoiler. It doesn't ruin the overall movie. And the bit that I'm particularly talking about is in the opening song, where when Belle's walking to the shop to get another book from the library, she walks in, asks if he's got anything new in, to which he replies no he hasn't, and she just says, oh well, I'll take this one again, and he says, oh, you've read that like a dozen times. She mentions that it's her favourite book, and he just says, oh, if that's the case, then you keep it. And I love that moment in the original animation, because during this opening number, you're basically getting the sense that everyone in the village thinks she's very strange. There's no one really on her side. No one agrees with the fact that she's a woman who actually likes to read. And so to have the librarian have that same connection, that same passion for reading as she does, it makes her look less alone in this village where people are basically looking down on her. And in this movie, they didn't really have that. I mean, you have the bit where she goes into the library, but it's not the same. They don't have that particular moment, and that was just a tiny nitpick for me, but it really hit me. I didn't like that they changed that. But other than that, guys, this movie is incredible, and if you haven't seen it yet, I do urge you to, because it's absolutely fantastic. I mean, you more than likely have already seen it. I'm getting my review up late. I've been very busy, which I apologise for. But if you haven't, what are you doing? Get out there, go see it. It's great. You'll love it. Everything in this movie for me was near perfect. The acting was incredible. The directing was great. The cinematography looked gorgeous. The choreography for dance numbers were fantastic. The score and musical numbers of the way they were shot all looked absolutely stunning. And of course, the classic ballroom scene in this movie was just as memorable as it was in the 1991 animated classic. And so for all of that, I'm going to give Beauty and the Beast 5 stars. So, Beauty and the Beast, have you guys seen it yet? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and if you want to see more videos just like this one, then subscribe to my channel for more. Thanks again for watching. You guys are awesome, and I will see you all in the next video.